Ciao James, buongiorno.
Buongiorno, come va?
Bene, grazie, benissimo.
So, listen, it's great to see you. And, normally we're talking about Fontodi, but you're also the president of the Consorzio di Chianti Classico. And I wanted to ask you, what's your impression, of Gran Selezione now? How is it doing in the marketplace? And what do you think of the wines?
As you know, the Gran Selezione is quite, recently introduced category of Chianti Classico that was born in 2014. And but the situation is very good. It's very good because the huge increase in the number of people, number of producers that are joining this project. So every year there are more and more wineries that are making a new Gran Selezione, and at the moment we reached 150 different wineries making Gran Selezione for a total number of labels of more than 160. So more and more people, are convincing themselves to make a Gran Selezione, and also in terms of sales, in volume, the Gran Selezione represents between 6 and 7% of the total production. In terms of income, sales, money, they normally have a much higher price. So the contribution for the total, sales in fatturato, of the appellation is close to 20%. So it's becoming in turnover, in terms of turnover. So it's becoming a very strategic wine for all the appellation.
Wow!
And with the new reformation that we introduced a few days ago, and there is much more interest for the Gran Selezione, because the introduction of the UGA, so Unità Geografiche Aggiuntive, so the specific name of the village, of the sub-region, the sub-areas where the wine is coming from, will appear at the beginning only on the bottles of Gran Selezione.
The sub-regions will be Gaioli, Greve, Castellin, Chianti. How many are there?
There are 11. And so the list is composed by the main communes, plus some other villages with a strong identity in terms of viticulture and wine production. So the complete.
Do you remember the 11 names?
Yes, of course.
Okay. What is it? This is your big test. If you don't pass, you can't be president anymore.
Okay. So, from north to south. Okay. So San Casciano, and then there will be San Donato in Poggio, and then Greve, Montefiorale, Lamole, and Panzano, and then Radda, Castellina, Gaiole, Castelnuovo, Berardenga, and Vagliagli. Those are
cool. I'm trying to think if there's anyone. You said Greve also, right?
Yeah, Greve is the largest commune that we have in the territory. So we decided to split in 4 different subregions.
Okay.
So because Panzano belongs to Greve commune.
Yeah,
and
that's
Lamole,
true.
A very, very tiny and small sub-region, but with a strong identity and a very deep history. And the same Montefiorale with a very particular combination of soil and microclimate. And so we decided to have in the Greve commune 4 different sub-regions.
Wow, that's super exciting. I've been a big proponent of that for years, having village wines, and more like Burgundy, or now also in Barolo they're doing the same. Commune de la Morra or stuff like that.
James, you know perfectly our territory is so complex. is so magic. Everywhere is possible to make a great wine, a standing wine. So the potential to make great wines is everywhere. But in every
Totally.
village, there is a different combination of natural factors and human factors. So microclimate, elevation, soil composition, but also local traditions and culture. So there is a space to make a subdivision, and the goal is to reinforce the link, the relationship between the wine and the territory that is giving birth to that wine.
That's fantastic.
So there is a great desire in all the wine lovers, to know, to have a much deeper knowledge about the relationship between the territory and the wine, and we are all committed at work, all the producers, to put into the bottle more territory, so to
Totally.
underline the terroir characters. So less international taste and more, terroir-driven wines. That is the goal. That is
I totally agree.
For everybody.
Complimentary. And was that the only change, or did you make any other changes?
No, there is another very important change regarding Gran Selezione. That is the change of the blend for the Gran Selezione. So we increased the percentage of sangiovese in the blend from 80% minimum to 90%.
Okay.
And then we decided to avoid completely the international varieties. So no more Cabernet.
Oh wow,
Merlot,
great!
No more Syrah.
Bravo.
And we kept a little space, a little percentage just for local and traditional varieties like Canaiolo,
Colorino,
Foglia Tonda, Mammolo, but very specific varieties, native varieties, and typical of Chianti Classico region. But
this is big news.
This is a great change in our appellation, and I'm sure, I'm very positive that this combination of two reforms, so the subdivision of territory, so with the possibility to write the name of the sub-region on the label, and the change of the blend will push the Gran Selezione up
into much more typical, more where you can really see the character of real Chianti Classico, real Tuscan wine. Bravo. But tell me, the only thing that you haven't changed, though, there was one issue that people talked about, was it the single vineyards had to be owned by the winery? Is it still, you can still just buy grapes, or what?
No, for the Gran Selezione, buying grapes is forbidden. So to make a Gran Selezione, you must use only your own grapes. So from your own vineyards. And, that is the initial decision that we kept, because it's something that, we would like to continue to do it. And in order to trade,
So does this mean then you could, for example, you could bottle your wine as Gaiole, or you could say Gaiole, Vigneto, whatever. So you could be single vineyard, or you could be Commune.
The new regulation is taking care just of the Commune. Then you have the possibility to write the name of the vineyard. So to write the name of the single vineyard where the grapes are coming from. Yeah. But it's also possible to make a Gran Selezione with the name of the Commune or the sub-region, taking the grapes from more than one parcel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. So it's like village wine and then Grand Cru in Burgundy. And they're doing, like you're doing in Barolo, you can have Brunate or you can have Commune La Morra, Same thing. That's cool.
Same thing. Because, every village makes a different wine. So the Sangiovese is like a photo paper, so it's a very delicate and sensitive grapes that can remain impressed by the differences of the territory. So a Gran Selezione from Gaiola is very different from a Gran Selezione made in Castelnuovo Ardenga or Greve or Panzano. So now it's time to underline the differences and to trying to exalt, the territoriality.
Yes. So
make...
what's the rule going to be? Are you going to still have the tasting panel?
Absolutely, yes, yes, and we have in Italy we have a specific law that is regarding all the DOCG.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you have to.
All the wines must be submitted to a panel of enologists composed by enologists of the territory, and they are going to have a blind tasting and approving or not that wine. So giving allowing the winery to bottle and to sell that wine as a DOCG.
Yeah.
And for the Gran Selezione, there is a specific panel, a specific tasting, and all the panelists has been trained with the consortium, and in order to let them judge, the wine with some specific rules.
Well, let's hope that they look less for new wood, because sometimes the wines have a lot of wood. Like the problem with the panel is that sometimes if you have a panel, then they look for a specific style of wine. Do you know what I'm saying? And I have to say, like in the tasting, in the last few days has been better, but at the beginning, by chance, a lot of the wines were super like full of leño, of wood. I'm like, Madonna, I was just tasting wood. And now the wines seem a bit better. And I remember in the beginning, a lot of the wines were super woody. And I heard people saying, oh, I aged my wines in botte, but they said that it didn't have Gran Selezione character. So that's the only thing that can, now that you are going by Commune, single vineyard, the wines must be super transparent, right? You don't want the macchiato. You don't want the makeup of wood.
You're right, and the sensation of new wood is something that is very typical at the beginning, after bottling, just at the release, but with with a little bit of bottle aging, the territory, comes up, and will become predominant on the techniques. But one of my ideas is to train again all the panelists in order to let them judge and to let them appreciate and exalt the terroir flavors. So, and all the panels, they are going to judge the wines knowing where the wine is coming from. So if a Gran Selezione is coming from Radda, that wine should have must
this
have
sort of character,
the characters from Radda. The same.
That's cool.
All the other villages. So we have to work a little bit from now, and but I'm sure that is the trend. That is the trend, and I'm very positive that that is something that will it's something that would give much more value to all the appellation, and will make the Chianti Classico appellation much more attractive for all the wine lovers and all for everywhere in the world. Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I don't want to take too much of your time, but it's fantastic to talk to you, and that's really great news, because that makes me very happy, and I think it's a great thing for Chianti Classico. And also, you're like ahead of people in Montalcino, so that's like some good competition.
Yeah. and thank you very much, James, for you are the first one that gave 100 points to a Chianti Classico Gran Selezione. So a super thank
you
to you, and I hope that it will be just the first of a long line.
Ci vediamo in Toscana. See you soon in Tuscany.
See you soon in September. Ciao, James.
Okay. Abbraccio. Ciao. Grazie. Ciao.